this meeting to order and state that this meeting is being held in compliance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231. It was properly noticed, it has been posted and certified by the clerk. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp.
Here.
Ms. Johnson.
Here.
Ms. Roberts.
Here.
Mr. Schindler. I know he's here. Mr. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Young.
Here.
And Mayor Francis.
Here. Please join me in the flag salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, we'll start with the committee reports. Dawn?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to bring everyone's attention to the Center for Prevention has come back to the Hopatcong Community Center. They will be starting tomorrow night, and they will continue the second and fourth Thursday of every month, covering various topics of addiction, Narcan training, and whatever challenges people are facing. They will have support and recovery coaches. To kick off their first meeting, which is tomorrow night from 3 to 7, will be Narcan training. Every time they come, it will be a different topic, but since we've had a lot of interest in people wanting to learn how to use Narcan, should they ever have to, we're going to go ahead and start with that training, and whoever attends that will have a free Narcan after the training. So Center for Prevention, the second and fourth Thursdays of every month from 3 to 7, and all are welcome. Thank you.
That's it?
That's it for now.
Thank you. Brad, you're up.
Mayor, just a couple quick things, and I apologize for the static screen there, but regarding the Jefferson Field Dog Park, that's coming along. I'd just like to encourage anybody who would like to help Aiden Poland, the Eagle Scout candidate. He has a GoFundMe site and is raising money for his side of the project. We'll be putting some more town stuff in there next week, and we got the signs, picked them up the other day, so that they'll be going up next week. Regarding the Hometown Hero Banner program, we put up 8 more banners, and I want to thank Steve Million and company for doing that last Friday. And in addition, if you'll notice there at Fireman's Park, there are 3 now 9/11 memorial banners that we'll put up at the same time. And that's all I got right now. Thanks.
Thank you. Rich, you're up.
Actually, I have nothing, so pass it on.
John, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. I wasn't really prepared for committee reports, but I'll have a couple of things very quickly. Recreation did not meet. Open Space and Environment meet next week. However, from Recreation, the concert in the park, and along with free ice cream, that was last weekend, was a very big success. There were in excess of 60 people there, so that went very, very well. Also, from the Alliance, we had our second movie last Friday. That was a pretty good success. We moved everything down to the lower section by the high school football field, and things worked out very well. We had a number of people there. We did cancel the one that we originally had scheduled for this Friday. Too many people couldn't make it, so we canceled that one, and we'll have 2 or maybe 3 more coming up in August. And also, from an independent committee, the Miss Hopatcong pageant was last weekend. Actually, I think the weekend before. That immediately followed the concert in the park. That was a great success. I'll have a bigger report next meeting, but our new Miss Hopatcong 2021 was a beautiful young lady who just graduated Hopatcong High School. Her name is Emily Biller. We're all looking for her to do very well at Queen of the Fair, which will be up at the Sussex County State Fair on August 7th. So that's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Jan, you're up.
You want to do Ryan first?
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Ryan. You're up.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you.
No
Mayor.
worries.
I'll start with the Sussex County Municipal Utilities Authority. This Saturday is the electronic waste event. That's July 24th. The next sharps disposal event is Thursday, August 5th. And the next paper shredding event is Friday, August 20th. Big news up at Sussex County Chamber of Commerce is we have our Sussex County Day event is on the schedule up at the fairgrounds, September 19th. They're looking for vendors, and we're looking for people to enter the contest. There's going to be a cake decorating contest, professional chef to amateur chef contests, all sorts of good things happening on September 19th. I'm working with Kathy Millian on getting all of those forms and everything posted on our Hopatcong website. When I have that up there, I'll certainly give more information out there. If anybody wants to sign up, please contact me at rsmith@hopatcong.org, and I'll send you the forms directly so that we don't have to wait to get them on the website. And that's it.
Thank you, Ryan. Now we'll get you, Jen.
I have nothing to report.
Okay, thank you. Administrative report, Ron?
Mayor, just real quick, to follow up on Councilman Hopatcong's comments on the dog park, I sent all the rules and regulations to our GIF today, and they were very happy with the way we did that, how it looks, how big it was, and how illustrative it was. And once we get everything complete, it's, the rules and regulations and the postings and everything are complete. They'll be ready to come down and do a walkthrough for us so that we can get our, our check from the inspectors for our GIF that will be very happy to see what we're doing. And then lastly, everyone will be getting an email from me, if not by today, by early morning, on cyber training. Part of our GIF certification for cyber security, we're going to the next tier, which is tier 3, which is the highest security level that we can be at. But it mandates that all our computer users take a cyber training class. So I'm going to be sending a link to everyone that is a computer user with the hopatcong.org domain that gives all the information on how to sign up for the training. They take the training, and the mail will know once you sign up that you've completed the training, and that will give us the final box check, if you will, in our requirements for getting to tier 3 in that certification. So look for that from me, and that's what that's about. Other than that, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, we'll give an opportunity for the public to comment. Comments are limited to one comment, no more than 5 minutes. You got it, Ron.
Okay. Anybody interested in the public, just please go to your right-hand corner to the reactions and raise your hand. Okay. Heather, you're up.
He's muted.
There you go. You're good.
I'm still wondering if there's any statistic reports and cost analysis reports for the wellness centers, seeing as the wellness center lease is coming due at the end of the year. That's it. Oh, and the agenda didn't have the time listed on it. That's it.
Okay. Wow.
Next up, Ron.
Mara, you're up.
Hi. I had some questions about the bill list. Bill number 21-00903 from 6/14/21. It was for $822 for Bally's Atlantic City for a league conference. And I was wondering how long the conference was and who went. I have do you want to answer or should I go on? Go on?
Go on.
Okay. The second one is 21-00999. It's dated 7/1/21. It's for $12,235.05. It's for our attorneys for tax appeals for April and May. And I was wondering, is that like an average? That seems awfully high. And I'd like to know how many tax appeals there were and how many were adjusted up. And the other one is for 21-01041. It's from 7/12/21. It's for $7,269. And I'd like to, it's for the Borough of Hopatcong land transfer to the borough, and I was wondering if you could explain that. Thank you.
Any more, Ron?
Let's finish writing here. Let's see here. Mayor, I don't see any.
I'll entertain a motion and bring it back.
Make that
Okay.
motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, cost analysis on the community center. We can tell you what it costs for taxes. We can tell you what it costs for utilities, because that's pretty much what we pay. We can also report, I'll ask Lorraine to do this, on how much is in the trust, which is, the trust is funded by donations and also the marketplace. It's pretty much a wash, if I recall a little bit, but we'll get the official report from Lorraine. John, you want to talk about tax appeals?
So, Mike, I have a correction. I think that what's being asked for is not cost and attendance of the wellness center. It's how many people are attending each program. And again, not HIPAA violations. She's not asking for protected healthcare information. What she's asking for is PSS was there, 2 weeks ago, a tally count of how many people utilized that service. Coffee with the Cop. How many people came to Coffee with the Cop the last time we had it? How many people were at Meet the Mayor? We don't, she's not asking for names and dates of birth. She's asking for a tally of the people that come to the wellness center and use the services.
And the reason for that is to put a price on, is it a price per head? So you can say, when one person comes in for counseling or 10 people come in, put a price on it. I'm not going to do that. I will tell you, in general, I'll give you a general amount of Meet the Mayor, anywhere from 3 to 8 people. Coffee with the Cop, when they do come back, because of COVID now, the numbers will reestablish themselves. So we're not going to treat this like we've been doing normal business for the past year or year and a half. We haven't. We've just recently started our program because of the pandemic. So judging, if you judge by last year's numbers, it would be not a lot at all. But as we ramp up, the Center of Prevention just came back. They shut down everything there. That's the county.
Yeah.
We didn't. So don't misunderstand that. What we do there is not a secret. What we do is there is very public, and everyone is welcome to come when them doors are open. But so if the methodology here is to do a cost analysis based on people, on population, that's the wrong direction to go in my opinion. We'll give you a general idea of how popular our programs are. For example, we have movies done by the Alliance, and John can attest to this. Sometimes we have a lot of people, sometimes we don't. That doesn't mean we stop it. It means we keep making it available to the public. We can certainly review cost, and we can certainly review how the money flows by way of donations. But if we're trying to do a cost analysis based on attendance, to me, that just doesn't sit well with me. I don't know what the motivation is on that. We can certainly, we can certainly, we can certainly talk about the community center, but if you're trying to treat this like a corporate business, we simply are not going to do that.
No, and I don't think that's what's being asked for. What's being asked for is that you're using taxpayer money for the wellness center, and let's see how, maybe there's a service that's being provided that is poorly attended for months at a time. Should we shift focus onto another one?
So
the other piece is that
no, I'm not going there.
you bring up the Municipal Alliance, but Municipal Alliance is funded by the state.
Yeah.
So, and that's just kind of, it's not, she's not asking for, a cost analysis or she's
Yes, you
going
are.
to do a cost
That
analysis.
was just said. What's the cost analysis? That's baloney. Do we think that this is a valuable service for the town or not? That's the first question. If you think it's valuable and we value the different programs that we do and the help and aid to people in critical situations, we answer that question. If we're going to take attendance and do a cost analysis based on how many people attend each one, that's probably not a good direction to go for any community service. So we can help you with the financial information. We can give you general information that we would like better attendance. If we have Narcan training and 3 people show up, we have Narcan training and 10 people show up. So if 2 people show up, should we stop? So that's where this kind of data can bring you to. And I just simply don't want to go in that direction with things such as a community center where some stuff is very private. We're starting another program as we speak. We're still laying the groundwork for domestic abuse situations, and Dawn can attest to that. So do you think it's important that we address domestic abuse, including sexual abuse, in our town or not? And so if we have that training, if we have that help to the people and 3 people show up, should we keep doing it? And so the question is, what we're doing based on how many people attend or how important it is to the community. If we can help one person and we can help them out of a crisis, then it's worth every penny. If we can't, if we're not helping anybody, that's another question. But don't go down that road of, well, if you only got 2 or 3 people coming, we shouldn't do it. I'm not going down that road.
It's not that we shouldn't do it. It's that can we move it to a place that's not costing the taxpayers $20,000 a year? That's what the point of the question is.
I can address that too. The reason it's not an accident that's in a storefront, not an accident. We're not going to put it in the basement of some community, some borough-owned building. And we're not going to put it in some building that doesn't lend itself to the privacy of our clients. We're not going to do that. It's not at a storefront by accident. It's at a storefront that people can walk to unobtrusively. They can ride to it and they can walk to it. We can debate this for hours, but I can tell you the demographic of that place is not an accident. It actually, one of the reasons is the generosity of the property owner. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there, and we'd still be wondering where the hell we can do this service. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to go on and on, but we will give you cost, we will give you general information, but we will not take attendance and say, well, we had 3 people come for Narcan training, or we had 10 people. We'll give you some general information on that. And you can take that wherever you want to take it, but to us, to the people, to myself, the responsibility we have is to bring as much convenient service to the people as possible in a place that's most convenient to them.
Mayor?
I'm sorry. I just go on and I'm sorry, but
no,
John,
that's quite all right, Mayor. I would like to make a comment on this.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm not so sure. We have a facility which is, in my opinion, doing a lot of good for a segment of our population, and we're starting to question its validity versus using cost as a reason. And I'm not so sure that's a good idea, because we have Nariticonc Field as well as Jefferson and all the other fields which benefit a segment of our population. And what's the cost to that? We have the dog park, which is new, but not everybody's going to use the dog park, but it will benefit a segment of our population. We have Modic Park. Not everybody uses Modic Park or Maxim Glen. They cost us money, but they both benefit a segment of our population. We have the senior center as well. So I think if we start going down the road of trying to analyze each particular one and what it costs versus how many people it affects or helps, I think that's a bad road to go down, because if we start doing that, eventually the only thing we'll have in town is garbage pickup and roads, and that might be a maybe. That's my opinion on this. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Mike,
John.
I want to pipe in too. John, I 100% agree with you. This just seems like a roundabout way to try to shut this place down, and we shouldn't. I support it 100%, and this is for the segment of the population that can't get the service locally, and that's a huge benefit that you can't put a dollar figure on. So I support it.
And
That's it.
I'm going to make one more comment, and that's it. No one is saying shut it down. Have any of you picked up the phone and called or spoken to Heather about what she meant versus what you think she said? Because I have. It has nothing to do with shutting it down. The Wellness Center, I know this, all of you know this, provides a valuable assets to the community. It has from the beginning, and it will continue to. Okay, the partnerships made have been amazing. Having the Center for Prevention come in again, and thank God they've opened their doors, is amazing. Nobody is saying shut it down. What people are saying is why not relocate it to a place where we're already paying for it and provide those services to the people, the same services to those same people. And you cannot tell me that a storefront in the center of town is more confidential than a back parking lot of a senior center. And that's all I'm going to say on it.
Well, I'm going to tell you that it is. So we're going to move on. John, would you talk about tax appeals?
Sure, Mayor. We can ask the tax assessor to do a report on the number of tax appeals and the number of ones that resulted in a change in assessment. With respect to the bill, all of the hearings are in May and June. So it's for tax appeals, that's the largest bills of the year, by far, because that's when all the work is done each year. And I think the question was how many assessments went up, and I'm going to guess that none went up. I think a small percentage go down as a result of the appeals, but our percentage of keeping the assessments the same was very high. I just don't have the exact percentage, but I'll reach out to the tax assessor and ask her to submit a report to the council.
Thank you, John. Now, the $822, that's League of Municipalities. Am I correct, Ron?
That's for all of us that are professionals that have to go down and get our CEU training. It's for that, and it's the exhibit show down there that we go down and look at new product, new systems and such of that goes out. So that's for us to go down and get our professional training.
Yeah,
We have to maintain that for our licenses. That's CEUs we have to get to maintain our license.
Yeah, and I find it very useful. I would suggest that council members think about going out there too, because you kind of learn a lot. The town does pay for the accommodations. Actually, we're going to have some guidelines on that soon. Typically, the clerk makes all the reservations, and that's based on recommendations from the league, so that it's most economical for the town. We're going to visit that, so to give people and our clerk guidance on what facilities to use, and so we're probably this week we'll have that information out, and we'll instruct the clerk to make reservations at the most, typically it's the Tropicana, closest places with pretty good proximity. I know I've stayed at the Tropicana in the past, and I've walked to the center. The Sheraton is right across the street from the center if you can get a room there. But the point I'm making is we watch what we do and where we do it. So we'll come up with a range of cost on the rooms, which is pretty average, I think. I don't see anything too crazy, but we'll address that issue too, so we get the most bang for our buck. And sometimes if you talk with a hotel and you say, well, we're going to send our people there, we might be able to get some kind of a discount. So it's not a free for all at all. We'll make some recommendations on that and have the clerk. If I want to go, I'll let the clerk know. I haven't decided if I'm going to go or not personally, but if I decide to go, I'll just let the clerk know I want to go, make me reservations, and I don't care where it is, or one way or another. But the point is that we should be as economical as possible. Ron, the borough land transfer.
Yeah, Lorraine, do you have that? That's a transfer from one of the properties, right?
Right, that's the proceeds from the sale of 16 Oklahoma.
Right,
Okay.
that was one of our property sales.
Yeah, that's money we make.
Correct.
Okay. All right. All right. Any more that I missed? No, I think I covered it all.
Nope.
All right, now we're going to go on to approval of the bills list.
Thank you, Mayor. Does anyone need anything removed or discussed? Not hearing any, Mayor, I'll move the bill list in its entirety.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Ordinances, introduction, ordinance 22, 2021, capital funding for crushing and screening project. Capital ordinance providing for the payment of the cost of crushing and screening stockpiles of assorted debris held at Veterans Park in the Borough of Hopatcong in the County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, appropriating $115,000 therefore from the utility capital fund balance to pay for the cost thereof.
So move it.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
All right, so final hearing, ordinance 19, 2021, auction of property, an ordinance of the Borough of Hopatcong, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the sale of certain property owned by the borough and not required for public purposes and more commonly known as 8 Sand Harbor Road, Block 31307, Lot 3.
So move it. Second.
Before I call the roll, I'll open it for any public questions or comments. Hearing none,
Move to bring it back.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
You're muted.
I thought I unclicked it. Yes.
Ms. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
All right, what's the auction date on that?
August 4th.
August 4th?
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 2021, authorizing funds from Open Space Recreation Fund. An ordinance to appropriate $15,000 from the Municipal Open Space Recreation Trust for the purpose of recreational improvements, dog park.
So moved.
Second.
I'll ask for public questions or comments on that. Hearing none,
Move to bring it back.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Ordinance 21, 2021, auction of property. An ordinance of the Borough of Hopatcong, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the sale of certain property owned by the borough and not required for public purposes, and more commonly known as 238 DuPont Avenue, Block 30902, Lot 17.
Go ahead, Rich.
So move it.
Second.
Open to the public for any questions or comments. Hearing none,
Move to bring it back.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Resolution 2021-108, cancellation of capital improvement balances.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Resolution 2021-109, USDA Rural Development Housing Preservation Grant.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hofferkamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Old business. New business.
Mayor, if I could, before you go into your comments, just remembered I'd like to advise everyone that last Monday night's meeting of the Lake Hopatcong Commission, they voted to institute weed harvesting on the lake. It will be done by the commission. Therefore, they have to go out and hire some new employees and get different things in line to do that. And hopefully that will start as soon as that can all come together. But it'll be a limited program this year on weed harvesting, and hopefully by next year it'll be a full summer of harvesting.
Thank you. If we get our friends in Trenton to pay attention to the lake, we might do a lot better, but just saying.
Here we go.
So, and they're not our friends really, but so we did our bond anticipation notes for 2021 according to NJSA 4828 paragraph A, and we have $3,800,540 in bonds, and our interest rate is 0.296%. I tell you what, thank you, Lorraine and Ron, for the process we use to get our bids. When you can borrow money at less than 0.5%, that's not a bad day at all. So thank you very much for that effort. It's good for us. And by the way, we paid down our debt. Lorraine, are you still there?
Yes. Yeah, I'm here.
And we paid our debt down by how much in the past year?
This note, not all the debt, just this short-term note, 711,000.
How much?
711,000.
Okay, we lessened it.
Correct.
Okay, that's good. And that's going in the right direction. We can't do everything at once, but we certainly can get the curves going in the right direction, which is our goal, because it's less traumatic on our economy. Hudson Macklin School, I understand that the people that bought it closed. I don't have any details yet. No one has officially approached the borough for anything. All I know is from the superintendent that they did close on the purchase. We'll keep you posted. I did propose a treatment for Crescent Cove. We're starting to get blooms there. They get bad in the morning, then they subside as the day goes on. But they don't get any better. I have a product that I actually got a letter from the DEP saying that it's mineral based, there's no chemicals in it, and they don't have a problem with it until I tried to use it. Then they said no. So that just goes to show the inconsistency that we're dealing with. And the letter that reviewed it was from some of the top scientists at the DEP. So I was a little disappointed. We do have an ongoing conversation, and I was so disappointed I couldn't even use bad words. But we're working on that. And I believe it's worth the effort to keep looking at these treatments that do not involve any chemicals. COVID, Hopatcong is holding its own. For what it's worth, this new Delta is not going to be kind to us or anybody that's not vaccinated. I know it's a decision, it's a personal decision, but all the doctors I talk to and scientists I talk to say getting vaccinated probably not such a bad idea under the circumstances. The new Delta variant is much more aggressive than the original COVID, and all I can say is, no, please consider that and be careful, if not for yourself, for your family, because this stuff is really, really bad. I have friends and family that were opposed to any kind of vaccination, and actually I was kind of pleased when they said they did get vaccinated, and including their children. So that's a good thing. I just worry so much about the health of our town, and if there's anything we can do. But Walgreens, you can almost walk in and get right here in town, you can walk in and get vaccinated, and they're using Pfizer, which probably, according to you, is a very good one. I got Moderna. I'm still alive and haven't grown another extra ear yet. But please consider being careful. I don't know what we're going to do with the masks. I'm extremely concerned based on what I hear. And when this stuff hits, it hits suddenly, and it's a lot. So far, we've been holding our own in the back on. The month of June, we had 5 for the whole month. In July, I believe we're about 9 or 10. We're holding our own. We could be a lot worse, but I'm hoping that we can level off. But anyhow, please be careful. And that being said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.